Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon, and this is actually going to be a two-part video, right? We've got a part that Geeky and I recorded together that is actually going to follow this part. But the big news now, since we recorded the other part, is that Elon Musk might buy TikTok. It's being reported by Bloomberg, so this isn't just, something that they're pulling out of thin air. They're saying he might actually buy TikTok to save TikTok, and China might actually sell to him. So we're going to talk about that. Then after this bit, please stick around for a part. We're talking about all these TikTok users jumping to a Chinese TikTok competitor to try to stick it to the U.S. federal government. And some Chinese people aren't real happy about it. They're not real happy about them coming over to their things. So before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. And you're going to get that spiel again here in a little bit. Yeah, this is coming from Yahoo Finance. It's all over Twitter right now. And this actually, I'm going to be honest, kind of makes a lot of sense, but I'm also like, Vine was right there, Elon. You had Vine. But if they want to get into the video space, buying TikTok is a great jumpstart. But again, this just shows that there are very few left-leaning social media platforms left. No, that doesn't sound right. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if he buys TikTok and it becomes part of X, which is probably what would happen, I'm guessing, because he wants everything in one place, then that only leaves blue sky, I guess, because Zuckerberg is definitely going all in on right-wing talking points at this point. So, yeah, this is coming from Yahoo Finance. Bloomberg, China discusses sale of TikTok to Musk as one possible option. Chinese officials are evaluating a potential option that involves Elon Musk acquiring the U.S. operations of TikTok if the company fails to fend off a controversial ban on the short video app, according to people familiar with the matter. Beijing officials strongly prefer that TikTok remain under the ownership of ByteDance. Of course they do, the people say, and the company is contesting the impending ban with an appeal to the Supreme Court. But the justices signaled during arguments on January 10th that they are likely to uphold the law. Yeah, they did not seem interested in delaying it. I know Trump wanted them to delay it, but they did not seem interested in delaying it. Senior Chinese officials had already begun to debate contingency plans for TikTok as part of an expansive discussion on how to work with Donald Trump's administration, one of which involves Elon Musk, said the people asking not to be identified, revealing confidential discussions. I gotta tell you, I wondered, but I'm like, does he have the money to buy it now? Because he spent way too much money on Twitter. Does he have the money to buy it? I don't know. A potential high-profile deal with one of Trump's closest allies holds some appeal for the Chinese government, which is, of course it does, which is expected to have some say over whether TikTok is ultimately sold, said the people. Musk spent more than $250 million supporting Trump's reelection and has been tapped for a prominent role in improving government efficiencies after the Republicans take office. Under one scenario that's been discussed by the Chinese government, Musk's ex, the former Twitter, would take control of TikTok US and run the businesses together. With more than 170 million users in the US, TikTok could bolster X's effort to attract advertisers. Thing is, a lot of people are on TikTok now. I'm going to be honest. They're going to jump ship. But where are they going to jump to? What, Instagram? That Zuckerberg runs that. You know what I'm saying? But they're totally going to jump ship. There are some people on TikTok that are super far left. I mean, we've got the libs of TikTok, for God's sake. Can they have that account? Or they have to shut the libs of TikTok down if the libs of TikTok are on X? Is that? I can't keep track. This is Highlander. This is social media Highlander. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I just don't think it's gonna. I don't know. We could see. We'll see. Musk also founded a separate AI company, XAI, that could benefit from the huge amounts of data generated from TikTok. Yeah, they're already generating virtual influencers, right? So eventually just buy TikTok and kick all the TikTokers off of it and just make robo influencers. Chinese officials have yet to reach any firm consensus about how to proceed, and their deliberations are still preliminary. The people said it's not clear how much ByteDance knows about the Chinese government discussions or whether TikTok and Musk have been involved. It's also unclear whether Musk, TikTok, and ByteDance have had any talks about the terms of the deal. Musk and his representatives did not respond to requests for comment. Musk posted in April he thinks TikTok should remain available in the U.S. In my opinion, TikTok should not be banned in the USA, even though such a ban may benefit X. Doing so would be contrary to freedom of speech and expression. It's not what America stands for. Are they going to allow it? Well, here's the thing. If Trump's in office, like normally something like this might not go through because it might be a conflict of interest, right? It might be a monopoly. You've got two short form video platforms, technically, I guess. Twitter. Well, what would they do? Just bring back Vine, the Vine brand? They could do that too. But they do post video, and video has been kind of lacking. I'm going to be honest. Video on X has been lacking. I know some people stream over there, but it's not something that people are watching like on their TV sets or anything. Boy, that's really interesting. ByteDance and TikTok representatives didn't respond to messages seeking comment. The Cyberspace Administration of China and China's Ministry of Commerce, government agencies that can be involved in decisions about TikTok's future, also didn't respond to requests for comment. The talks in Beijing suggest TikTok's fate may no longer be in ByteDance's sole control. Chinese officials recognize they'll face tough negotiations with the Trump administration over tariffs, export controls, and other issues, and they see TikTok as a potential area for reconciliation. Interesting. But they're bringing up that he paid way too much for Twitter. $44 billion for Twitter. It was worth less than half of that. They said Musk actually has a positive reputation among many ByteDance employees in China, according to a person familiar with the matter. He's seen as a very successful entrepreneur who has experience engaging with the Chinese government through Tesla. So they might, because that was the hold up too. It wasn't just a matter of finding a buyer for TikTok. It was a matter of ByteDance being willing to sell TikTok. And it might be a case of, they kind of worked together on it. So on a practical level, spinning off TikTok's U.S. business would be complex, affecting shareholders in China as well as the U.S. Here's the thing. They can't just let TikTok just disappear. It makes too much money, right? It makes a ridiculous amount of money, and it's a huge player. But I can totally see the new landscape being X versus Meta versus Google, right? That's what it is. All the social media platforms, X, Meta, and Google. Very interesting. It's another alternative for TikTok would be to move its existing U.S. customers over to a similar app with different branding to potentially sidestep the ban. I don't think that's going to work. And that's actually going to lead into the next part of the video where we're talking about all these TikTok users that are jumping ship, thinking they're being smart, going to this other Chinese TikTok competitor. So stick around for that. Oh, they didn't think this through very well, did they? We're gonna talk about TikTok users flooding to the Chinese app called Rednote, which is basically Chinese TikTok, right? And the Chinese don't want them there.
Wait. So we had American TikTok, which I think everybody will agree pushes certain things, and the argument is the conspiracy theory is that they were deliberately letting it push certain things over here because they were trying to undermine. That's the theory.
Yeah.
And now that TikTok here is going to be gone, they're going to their TikTok to start spreading the same stuff that was here over there.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It's a TikTok competitor, but it's I don't on so many levels I don't understand this. One, they're banning TikTok because of the accusations of it being a Chinese spyware. So this isn't going to go very well either. It's going to be the same thing. And two, I think it's hilarious that Chinese users are like, get the hell off our app, Americans. We don't want you weirdos here.
Well, I can't blame them, honestly. But still, it's funny.
Wow, the Chinese don't want your shit either. So let's talk about this. Before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to clownfishminus.com, help support the reef. We got all kinds of plans for this year. None of them include TikTok, obviously, because I think it's done. Weirdly enough, TikTok keeps sending us emails trying to get us to set up your store on TikTok. Do
why?
This. I'm like, why? Why bother? I actually saw the other day that a lot of the agencies now are freaking out, the influencer agencies, because their whole business model was about getting brand deals for TikTok. And they've suspended that, or they suspended it last month. And there were some agencies that are out there like, I don't know what we're going to do.
So I'm wondering if people are going to go to Instagram more, or if they're going to try to go to YouTube, because TikTok is very different from YouTube. It's more similar to Instagram, I would say.
Yeah, I think Instagram.
Or Facebook Shorts.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen. And there's a whole theory that Zuckerberg lobbied to get TikTok taken down so he could boost Instagram.
I know Facebook Shorts keep popping up on my feed all the time, and I actually find myself watching them. They have a list like a 5 back to back, and I'll start like watching one, and next thing I know, I've wasted like a half an hour, and I'm like, damn it, and that happens.
And that was what made TikTok was the algorithm. And even if they sold, like, I don't know where it's at right now. Last I heard, the Supreme Court was like, yeah, we're not saving it. But they would have to sell it to a U.S. company, but they're not. If ByteDance even wanted to sell it, the algorithm doesn't come with it. So you're just getting basically the content in the accounts, but it's not going to go. It's like buying a car without an engine.
Yeah, pretty much. You're going to make your own engine to make it go, and it's not going to be the same thing.
It's not going to be the same thing. So anyway, this is a competitor called Rednote, which looks very communisty. I'm just going to say, but this one's actually, people say it's actually like run by the actual CCP.
Oh, great.
So I'm like, wait, but I just think
wait. So we can't use TikTok because of the Chinese spyware. So we're going to go get the actual one run by the CCP and use that one instead?
Yes.
I think there's been a failure in our education system somewhere along the line.
Yeah. Well, I think it's desperation, though. I think in this case, because you think about it, when TikTok gets shut down, if it gets shut down, the only truly left-wing platform left is Blue Sky, because Twitter's gone.
The Blue Sky is like Twitter. It's not like TikTok.
And Meta owns Instagram and Facebook, and Zuckerberg's been completely red-pilled. I mean, he's turning into Andrew Tate.
Like, he's going really far the other way. Like, my buddies, like, it's really free to beat the shit out of each other. Right. It's like, wait, what? You mean they kicked your butt? I'm sure. And
YouTube is YouTube, you know? So it's like, they tried to come in and take over YouTube, a lot of these TikTokers, and it didn't work. It didn't work. Zuck
with his friends. One of two things is either going on. Either, they kick his ass the whole time and tell him that they're doing him a favor, or they're so afraid of him because he has money and stuff. They're all like just pretending to get beat and fall down so that he thinks he's kicking their ass because they don't want to offend him. Anyway, the important part is this article. So show me what's going on. Dozens of TikTok users are flocking to the new Chinese social media app. Despite the U.S. government.
Despite the U.S. government.
Gosh, you guys are being...
God, they're so... I'd laugh if, like, all their bank accounts got drained.
I can't.
Yeah, so how effing funny would it be if they banned TikTok and then we all moved to the actual Chinese version of TikTok? Like, that would be the biggest FU to the government ever.
But the thing is, they don't want you on their version of TikTok because our version of TikTok was very different than their version of TikTok, and there was reasons for that, tinfoil hat, but there was reasons for that. They sure as hell don't want the thing they created to end up on theirs.
Oh, God. After videos of American users promoting Rednote began Sunday, I can't pronounce that, I'm going to try. Began Sunday, the app surged to the top of Apple's App Store by Monday, as reported by Jing Daily. While some users have been promoting Rednote as an alternative to TikTok, others have likened the app to being more like Instagram or Pinterest.
Gosh, I was on Pinterest before it was cool. That's right. Your mom was on there before you were.
Why are you going to the actual, like, safer than Meta?
Oh, my God. They're telling people this.
Wow. Well, I mean, they're not wrong here, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Temu, AliExpress, and Alibaba are all allowed in the U.S., and they collect more data. They've got your credit card information. They got your shipping addresses.
That's a valid point.
United States of America landed a free what a joke. Anyway, let's cut to the chase here. The chase is that the Chinese don't want them. Let's see. I got some tweets pulled up here. Yeah, this is Carl Jia saying so many Americans are joining Rednote in case of a TikTok ban. Some Chinese users are pissed at the flooding of Americans taking over their app. Didn't even know it was available outside of China. The fighting on Rednote is hilarious. Half of them yelling at Americans to get off the app.
Yeah, I'm sure I believe it because they don't want the sensibilities they created to go there.
Wow. What is this? I'm glad it's all negative. I've never seen so many Americans on Rednote, but I sincerely welcome you all. Maybe it's a good chance for me to improve my English.
So there's at least some people, or they're like setting you up.
Yeah, right.
Feel free to talk to us. Open your mind, explore a different China. Compare with what government told you. Let's be friends. Well, maybe. They went. Wait. Come and see what China is. But it's really like not what your government told you on the app run by the CCP. I'm sorry.
Yeah, oh my God. TikTok refugees is a trend and people are offering their welcomes. Oh, that's cool.
Okay, that's
absolutely
good.
Hilarious if the result of the ban was American and Chinese kids talking to each other. Americans always use the note style post to ask questions. This is interesting. So yeah, it could go either way, but I mean, look, if they're banning that, like, here we go. American TikTok users installing Chinese app because of TikTok ban. It's hilarious. Welcome. We've been waiting for you so we can continue our job as a Chinese spy. I thought you guys lost. Enjoy Rednote. Wow. So this is being used. The hashtag is being used as a place for Chinese and American users to ask questions to each other.
See, I watch C-dramas and stuff. And so, but I'm also like, this isn't smart for a few reasons. If the one was really bad, I'm not understanding how this one isn't. You know what I mean? But they're not wrong about Temu and stuff. They're not wrong about that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I just think it's funny.
We don't hate Americans. We don't like the fact that the U.S. government blames China for many of its own problems. American friends are welcome, and the people of the world should be united. I think
we don't like our country either. Go to China.
I'm going to learn Mandarin so quickly on this app. Oh my God.
Now, ironically, our daughter's learning Mandarin.
Yeah, she is. But
it had nothing to do with this.
No, it had nothing to do with this, but I'm like, wow, this is weird. Yeah. So they said that they're going like different ways, but this is funny. Yeah. Me on my way to download this Rednote app to get closer to my Chinese spy. Zuck and Musk paid millions of dollars to lobbyists to convince the U.S. government to ban TikTok based on national security threats from China. Instead, the users made Rednote the Chinese-based TikTok #1 social networking. Oh, that's not going to last, though. I guarantee.
No, if they're mad about them being there, it's not going to last.
Yeah, so it's a clone. It's not actually the Chinese version. I didn't think it was the actual TikTok. It's their version. TikTok is the threat because of China. A bunch of us moving to TikTok to Rednote, the brain dead U.S. government. I think what could potentially happen though is they might just ban all Chinese apps completely. See,
I mean, I get where they're coming from, and contrary to what they're saying, there is a lot of issues with spy and stuff like that, spy stuff and that. But I don't know what to think about this. I really don't. I'm actually more bemused than anything.
Well, I mean, what Musk wants to do with X is basically turn it into a Chinese style app. Is it Weibo? There's some app that they use over there. We talked about it before, and I'm too lazy to look it up right now. but it's like an everything app, and that's kind of what he's basing X on, where it's social media, video posting, news, and payments. And that's kind of what he's doing with X. So, I mean, it was kind of weird. I'm going to be honest here, regardless of what you think of TikTok, I think TikTok was the users on TikTok were batshit crazy. Mm-hmm. Because they took it over like they did Tumblr. Like Tumblr at first was a great idea. Well, this is what's
going to happen, though. Those people are thinking they're going to stick it to the government by running over there, and they're all welcoming them now. Just give it a few months, and we'll see what happens.
That's what I'm saying. Like what is going to happen is you're going to have a bunch of people over there.
It's like going from Twitter to Blue Sky. Oh, shit. Yeah. This is going to get good.
Yeah, this is going to get very
Because that's what they're comparing it to. They're comparing it to, okay, we're leaving and we're going to go to Blue Sky, but now it's the Chinese version, and they might be welcoming now. When they start their stuff on there, it's not going to fly.
Let me tell you about my 14 genders. And they're going to be like, yeah, okay. So one thing you got to learn about China, I just say, start putting all your Tumblr / on there or whatever, and people are gonna be like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this goes.
Yeah, this is not wrong though. The Chinese already have the data, card details, home addresses through Temu, AliExpress, like everybody.
That's true. That's not untrue. The problem is going to be though, it's not about the data so much as it's going to be the fact that I'm really curious to see what the Chinese users do given time.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see, because they start bringing their crazy ass shit over there. It's going to get funny, or they're just going to run them out of their own app.
I can't let the Chinese get my data. I might end up seeing even more Temu ads.
That's
God, it's
true.
everywhere. YouTube. I swear to God, that's all they run now on YouTube are Temu ads. But this is going to be very interesting. This is a very interesting term of events. I don't think it's going to last very long one way or the other.
We'll see what happens. I'm kind of curious to hear this goes.
We'll keep an eye on this. So, we're going to wrap it up, guys. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.